So here's the reason that my marketing company actually no longer deals with startups and early stage businesses. So the consulting firm, which is a family run firm, we've always dealt with more established businesses in kind of higher revenue brackets and been established for X amount of years. The marketing company, when I first started out, and just like with anything, you almost take anything you can get. About a year or so ago, we really started changing our focus drastically. And the reason I actually decided for us to stop working with pretty much anybody that wasn't established for at least 2 years, had at least $2 million in revenue, and had at least 2 team members in addition to the founder. So I call them the 3 2s for whatever reason. The reason we stopped doing this is because I actually noticed, certainly in the marketing space, a significant change in mindset between an early adoption business, something that's less than 2 years old, to those that have grown into the millions of dollars of revenue. And I wanted to make a video based on what that is and why it's such an important step, and why I actually believe that this is a major reason that a lot of businesses are never able to grow. Okay, so here's the first thing. It's actually your attitude to branding. And so what I noticed was that pretty much companies under 2 years old, under 2 million in revenue, under 2 employees are focused on, absolutely dead focused in on leads. They cannot see anything past that. And so their entire marketing strategy is based on delivering a lead today. So the ROI based on any marketing that's done is that unless that marketing is pointed directly at a landing page, or directly at a lead form, or a way to book an appointment, they are not interested in investing in it. And this is a huge mistake. And I can prove that it's a huge mistake because if you look at any large successful business, that is absolutely what they do not do. What they have is a layered approach. They have a layered approach where they basically, and I want you to think of it in terms of a filter, you started at a very wide branding awareness type campaign. And what you're trying to do at this point is get people to know you. Now, the reason that this is so different in mindset to your typical company is that what is happening is when you're trying to just drive traffic to leads and to a lead gen, to pitch to them, these people don't know who you are. So the audience never heard of you, don't care about you. They might care about the solution that you can provide, but they know nothing about you. Now what you're doing is you're in an uphill battle to sell them. And so now you're going into the thing to go, well, look, we can give you all of this, and then it's like, oh, you can get this for free, and you start giving away stuff, and then you get them on the phone if you're kind of in a pitch type business, and now you're trying to sell to them, and you're giving them the reasons that you're the best in the industry and why you're better than your competitors and so forth, and it's a struggle. And the person and your prospect is sat the other end, basically having this deluge of pitch come at them, and all they're doing constantly is like, well, I don't know who these people are. The big shift, and again, this is why we actually stopped working with sort of newer companies, is when you work on the basis, and I said about thinking about it in terms of a filter. So you start with branding awareness. You're not asking anybody to do anything. What you're trying to do at this point is get your name associated with that solution. And so you're just trying to just create awareness. Now, that campaign, anybody that takes because everybody seems to use Facebook ads now. If you're in intent-based marketing, and if your product is more intent-based, then this will still apply, but not to the same level. What you're on about doing is giving those people a look, hey, here I am, don't want to do anything, but anybody that clicks there, anybody that interacts with you at that point, of course, is interested. Now, here's where the next mistake happens. They then go straight in for the pitch. Oh, they've clicked, they must be interested, now I'm going to sell to them. That's a mistake, Because what at that stage, all the person has done is gone, think of it like window shopping. So if we want to make this a very analog example, walking down the high street, okay, your step number one is to get signage outside your business, have a nice window display. Thousands of people can walk past, will not even care about you. However, you will have some that will go past and they'll have a look. Maybe they'll stop. Well, if they stopped outside a shop window and looked in there, would you run out and immediately try to sell them? No, you're literally going to scare people off. And so the next section and the next filter in all of this now is to really create the value of why you are an expert in your field. So all of those people that engage, who just kind of stopped as they were walking past your shop window, okay, now you want to do is you want to create the environment so when they look past the shop window, they can see everything you do. Okay, you're still not selling to them at this point. You know, maybe you offer them a download. You know, maybe you can offer them something that doesn't require any commitment from them. And I would also advise against at this stage, even worrying about trying to get their email. I've seen better results from starting to do not really lead gen, because it's not lead gen, but almost what I would consider an uncall to action, where you're basically saying, hey, look, here's something we do. Here's something we do really well. Have a look at it. It'll probably help you, because you're targeting the right people. If they're stopped and looking at you, you know that there's an interest there. And so what you want to do at the moment is help them, because you want them to start thinking, wow, if I'm just getting this from no commitment, not doing anything, what's it like to be a customer? Now the people that engage with that, now you can start to move into actually, looking to get a lead out of them. You're looking for a little bit of commitment. So now your campaigns are now kind of talking, about, hey, look, we can help you directly, or this is something, and now you're driving them to them. And in the online world, what we would be doing at this point is really driving them to your website. You're still not pitching to them. Let me make this clear. Still not pitching to them. You're driving them to your website. And what you're now looking is you're going to be looking at that data on your website to see where they go. Are they checking your prices? Are they checking your contact page? And so then what you're looking for is you can start to make decisions to go based, okay, well, these people that ended up on my website, they just left. They're not ready to speak to you. You need to send them back to the branding awareness and start that process, and you need to keep that running. But people who are going to your prices page maybe and your contact page but haven't made contact with you, those are the people now you want to drive a call to action to. You want to drive that idea of going, hey, look, let's talk, we can solve your problem, blah, 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 whatever. That's the big difference between a bigger company that is successful in marketing and sales and the typical smaller. I know tech startups do this differently, but in essence, if you're not a tech startup, this would be your method, is you're just trying to get leads. And that's the big mindset. And what we realized in the marketing agency was we were seeing that what happens is that they throw, they're putting their marketing dollars, and normally it's extremely limited to try and get leads. Their sales process isn't in place. They don't really have a proper process to take even interested leads and move them into their sales cycle correctly. And so they struggle. And what we were noticing, we were having a higher churn rate on the smaller businesses. And I'm sure any agency owners here, if you're watching this and you disagree with me, please leave it in the comments below. Our personal experience from that was exactly this. When you start to move your mindset into having a proper sales process, doing that multi-layered approach before you pitch somebody, we've now noticed that there was a significant increase in the quality of customers. And so as an agency, this is why we focus on approaching marketing and branding only from that angle. So we deal a lot with content marketing, we deal a lot with creating brand and awareness, and obviously lead generation, but it's all within a package. So that's the reason that we don't target those types of businesses anymore, and it is because of mindset. So here's the thing, if you're a new business, you need to think along that mindset. You need to think about going, I need people to become aware of me, because believe me, when you have somebody turn up at your site or on the phone to you, and they have gone through that process, they are already pre-sold, and that right there is the big win for you.